beautiful faces. My name is Rachel, and today we're going to read Ellie's Crayon Adventure. Every night, Ellie went to bed and dreamed in colors no one had ever seen. She tried recreating them during art, but they never turned out right. When her teacher announced that they were taking a field trip to the Crayola factory, Ellie was too excited to sleep. She was going to see how crayons were made, how her favorite colors were brought to life. Maybe she would find just the right kind of silver for a unicorn's horn, or a dragon's scale green. The next morning, Ellie and her friends rushed off the bus as soon as it stopped in front of the factory. Then their teacher led the way into a world of unlimited colors. Inside, Ellie took a deep breath. The air smelled like a box of brand new crayons after being opened. "I'm Miss Easton. I'll be your tour guide today," said a cheerful woman with a fuzzy creature on her shoulder. The creature looked like a cross between a rabbit and an owl. But before Ellie could ask about it, it was time to go behind the scenes. The factory bustled with activity. Everywhere the children looked, there were people and machines creating crayons at top speed. In one area, workers mixed powdered colors, called pigments, and added them to hot wax, while in another, they inspected handfuls of new crayons to make sure their tips were sharp. Elsewhere, the naming machine wrapped labels around different colored crayons before sticks of purples, blues, and yellows were placed carefully into the sorter. Farther along, new boxes of crayons were tucked into shipping cartons. But the best part, in Ellie's opinion, was the area where they stored all the powdered color pigments waiting to be added to wax and molded into crayons. There were containers of shimmering greens, blues, reds, yellows, and more. "Where do the colors come from?" she asked their tour guide. The woman smiled and patted the furry creature on her shoulder. "Right here. These are our color catchers. They travel all over the world, looking for the brightest and boldest shades to go in our crayons." Ellie peered into an open container of tropical rainforest. "That green came from the Amazon," Miss Easton said, "and that specific blue from the ocean." "What about these?" a boy asked. "That blue is from a spring sky, and that one is from a summer sky," Miss Easton explained. "There are many shades to every color, and our color catchers capture them all." Ellie and her classmates raced around big containers of lobster red, pink flamingo, and wild watermelon, trying to see how many shades they could name. But somewhere between sunglow and laser lemon, her shoelace came untied. She tripped and started to fall, catching herself on the edge of a wobbly container. The other students crowded around to see if she was all right. As she let go of the container, it started to tip. It knocked over the one beside it, which knocked into another container, creating a domino effect. Leafy Canopy and Atomic Tangerine and Cotton Candy collided and blended together into something new, a color no one had ever seen. Except Ellie. She was sure she'd seen it in a dream. The tour guide laughed as the creature on her shoulder jumped down and rolled in the swirling rainbow mess, painting its fur a new color. I'm sorry," Ellie stammered, looking at what she'd done. "There's no need to be sorry, my dear. You've added a new color to the world," the tour guide cheered. "There's just one more thing you need to do before it becomes a crayon. Give it a name." Ellie looked at her friends to see if they had any ideas. but they were busy watching the color catcher splash around in her creation. As she took in the mix of green and orange and pink, she noticed it glowed like a daydream. And that's just what she named it. That night, as Ellie settled into bed, she looked out the window and was sure she saw a color catcher scurrying around the starry indigo sky. I wonder what color they'll find tonight, she thought as she began to dream of more new hues. What color names can you dream up?